Brad, back to the Premiership this weekend, and we've got a little bit of momentum in that competition now. How important it is that we keep that going?
Oh, it's massively important. I think where we are in the table now, mid-table, there's a group of teams from third place through to 10th, where there's only 4 or 5 points separating them. So it'd be any side that can put a run together at this stage of the season can really cement themselves possibly in the top 4.
You know Bath better than anyone here. What are we likely to see from them this weekend, and what are their key threats?
Well, they're obviously a squad. They're a very deep squad in terms of their numbers. They've got high quality throughout. 2 to 3 internationals in a majority of their positions. So massively physical, very strong up front with their pack in terms of their scrum and line out. They've got some exciting back 3 players, but you pretty much go through their squad from 1 to 30, and they have threats all over the park. So for us to get anything out of the game, we're going to have to be at our best. We're going to need the fans at High Wycombe to really get behind us and will us aim for a win.
And it's certainly been remarked upon that the team's defence this year has certainly been a bit more steady and solid than it probably was last year. How are you how are the players taking to what you're teaching them about the defensive system you want them to play?
No, the guys have been brilliant really so far since from day one since I arrived, and we've put some really solid defensive performances in so far this season. I think we took a step backwards against Gloucester, I believe, but that's always going to be the case at some stage through the year. But we're not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination, but we want to keep moving forward and improving in that area of our game, and I think the guys have delivered that so far. So this weekend's going to be a huge test against a side that has, like I said, got threats all over the park, and we're going to have to be at our best in that part of the game if we're going to get anything out of it.
If you could take Wasps out of the equation, which team for you in the Premiership really sort of defends best and well?
I've been really impressed. Obviously, Saracens are one of the sides who, over the last 2 to 3 seasons, have been strong defensively. They've been in the top 2 or 3 teams in the competition. But so far this season, Northampton is one side that's really impressed me. I think their physicality, their mobility around the park, and they've got some quite a few big hitters in their side. So they've impressed me so far. Bath are obviously got another strong defensive unit. So
it always is a bit strange or weird to face your old club, whether you're a player or a coach. But is it a bit sweeter when you can put one over on them?
Yeah, obviously it's always nice to play against teams that you're either played with or coached with, but it really is probably a cliche, but it's really important what we do here as a club. It's really important that we turn our home ground into a fortress. Where we've only played 2 games there so far this year, but we're undefeated. So it's important we keep that run of games, continue in that vein. It's important that we get something positive out of the next 2 games, because I think when you go into the Premiership, you have a block of games, then you go into the LV and into Europe. You have these little snippets of opportunities, and I think these next little bank of games is massively important for our season.
That was nicely dodged. Thanks, Brad.